All right, let's talk about standard number 7, responsibilities as a CFA or a CFA candidate, which many of you may be or will be at some point. So members and candidates must not engage in any conduct that compromises the reputation or integrity of the CFA Institute or the CFA designation or the integrity, validity, or security of CFA Institute programs. When referring to CFA Institute, CFA Institute membership, the CFA designation, or candidacy in the CFA program, members and candidates must not misrepresent or exaggerate the meaning or implication of membership in the CFA Institute, holding the CFA designation, or candidacy in the CFA program. Standard 7A prohibits conduct that undermines the confidence in the CFA charter or compromises the CFA program, certificate and investment performance measurements, and investment foundations certificate program. Responsibility, cheating. So conduct prohibited by 7A includes cheating on the CFA Institute exams, violating the rules of CFA Institute programs, disseminating confidential CFA institution information, trying to circumvent security measures at CFA Institute exams, using association with CFA Institute improperly, misrepresenting information on the professional conduct statement. So we're going to look at some case studies that will elaborate on what these things mean. But basically, what they're saying is that you can't cheat on the exam, which I think is pretty obvious, but you also can't share information about what was on the exam with others, particularly in a public forum on social media or whatever. And you also do not want to misrepresent what it means to be a CFA or a CFA candidate. So just be very cognizant of all these things. So it prohibits disclosure of confidential information. So questions appearing in an exam, topics tested or not tested, formulas tested or not tested. So just as a note, CFA monitors social media for violations, encourages the reporting of any violations. So you may be well-intended, but it is a violation and you will be reprimanded if you do that. Candidates may discuss non-confidential information. You can say, hey, the exam was hard or easy for me, as long as you don't get into the details. And free to express opinions or disagree with the CFA Institute about its programs or advocacies for positions. Standard 7B is intended to prevent statements that tie promises or guarantees to the CFA designation. Okay, so you don't want to say, because I'm a CFA, I know more than somebody else. Okay, so can't exaggerate the meaning or implication of being a CFA candidate or charter holder. Do not imply a partial designation for passing one or more levels of the exam. So you can't. So if you've passed a couple of parts of it, you're not a partial CFA, right? You can say I've passed a couple of parts, but you can't say that, you know, I'm part CFA. Candidates cannot cite an expected completion date. Okay, so because you really don't know when you're going to pass, right? And standard does not prohibit factual statements. So you cannot overstate the competency or imply superior performance because you're a CFA. Encouraged to emphasize commitment to ethics or thoroughness and rigor of the program. Can offer statements on the merits of the CFA program that are opinions. And statements can be oral, written, and it can also be posted electronically, social media, etc., email. A CFA Institute member has met the membership requirements of CFA Institute bylaws. A candidate is enrolled to take the exam or is awaiting scores of an exam already taken. A charter hold member has earned the right to use the CFA designation and been awarded the charter by CFA Institute. Charter holders must keep up with CFA Institute membership requirements. Charter holders may use CFA or charter financial analyst marks in appropriate manners. So let's look at a few cases. So after completing level 2 of the CFA exam, Rossi writes the following post on her Facebook account. Level 2 is complete. It was really difficult, but I think I did fairly well. I did especially well on the derivative sections, and there were tons of them. I was surprised to see there was no questions about the IPO allocations. I expected there to be a couple of those at least. Well, off to celebrate getting through it, Rossi post is inappropriate because it discusses specific information about the exam. So she left it as level 2 is complete. It was really difficult, but I think I did fairly well. That would have been fine. But when she starts to talk about derivatives and IPOs, then she's being too specific, and that's a violation. All right, so I'd like you to read through these next 2 cases, the one by Lefebvre and Lopez. And that will conclude our lectures for this course. So thank you for listening to my recorded lectures, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Hopefully I'll see you in another course or 2 along the way. But feel free to contact me if I can be of assistance to you in any way.